Welcome in to Outkick the Show. I am your fearless leader, Clay Travis. Outkick the Show, presented by Oddshark. Go to Oddshark for all of your gambling and informational related needs. Lots to get to today. I appreciate all of you spending your Tuesday with us. And we got to start with the biggest story of the day. Tiger Woods' penis pic leaks. Now, I wondered for a long time, why does Tiger Woods keep having back issues? Why is this guy always having back surgery? Come to find out, it's because he's carrying around a goddamn pedestal in his pants. I don't know, a kickstand. He doesn't even need a pitching wedge. I got to tell you, this is, I know Tiger Woods is out there saying that, like, this is offensive, I'm going to sue. I got an idea for you. Theory. Tiger Woods leaked the dick pics because he needed to prove that he could still get a big win. Biggest win for Tiger Woods since Rocco Mediate walked off the course with a loss at the U.S. Open and we found out he had a broken leg and an ACL. If I were Tiger Woods, I would go straight to TigerWoods.com. I would put my dick pic right up on the front page. I would say this is reprehensible. This is unacceptable. I cannot believe that they put my penis on the internet like this. I just want to acknowledge that it's me and say that I am going to sue like crazy. This is unacceptable. I don't understand how something like this could happen. I don't know how my gigantic penis could have ever gotten on the internet so everybody could see it and so that even more perkers and waitresses could want to bang me. I got to tell you, if you haven't seen the Tiger Woods penis pic, I'm not sure that he's been playing with the requisite number of clubs in the bag for his entire career, because that guy's been walking around with one extra. And I also think the Undefeated, which said Tiger Woods was not black on its list of the 50 greatest black athletes, again, if they just let me run every ESPN Twitter account, I would just tweet directly from the Undefeated if I were running that account. Our bad, should have been on the list, because that was not a Pacific Rim penis that I saw. Now, I also saw these pictures of Lindsey Vonn. I saw the pictures of Miley Cyrus. I saw the pictures of the Catherine McPhee. I saw the pictures of everybody. I mean, this is the Fappening 2.0. And I got to tell you, I understand that everybody comes out and says, oh my God, I can't believe that my nude picture's leaked. If you take a naked picture in this day and age, you have to assume that at some point it's going to end up on the internet. Now, I don't know how this stuff works. I know how pictures work, but I predated all the nude picture fantasy, right? Nobody ever wanted a naked picture of me. I'm not sure that there's anybody alive now that wants a naked picture of me, but when I was like 20, and everybody's sending naked pictures now if they're like 20 years old, nobody was sending naked pictures because you had to work so hard to do it. You had to get like a Polaroid. I don't even know how you would have taken a dick pic when the Polaroid era was going on, or even when the digital camera was going on. Like, you're snapping it around all these different angles, and then you got to take it to somebody else, and they got to print it out for you. And it's like, yeah, here I went on vacation, we had a good time. Here's my trip to Disney World, and oh yeah, there's my dick. Can you just print that off for you? Like, I thought they turned you into prison, like turned you into the authorities if you tried to take a picture of your penis back in the day and it was anything other than a Polaroid. But I got to tell you, everybody's got dick pics now. Everybody's got naked photos. And right now, I don't know how the cloud works. For somebody who makes a living on technology, I don't have any idea how anything works technologically, right? Like, I can sit here right now and everybody talks about the cloud and I'm looking at the roof of my house and I'm like, is there just dick pics swirling around like everywhere, all through my neighborhood, just dicks left and right, boobs, ass, everything going around? I don't understand how it works, but I just assume that everybody right now has got nude pictures up there in the cloud, and that sooner or later people are going to get it. The other thing I don't understand, and I'm probably going to get hacked now too, but I don't have any interesting pictures, just like my kids. But the other thing I don't understand is, how are all these people getting hacked? Like, why does Lindsey Vonn get hacked? I don't even understand. And who are the people that look at all the pictures of the people who get hacked? Because we only hear about it when famous people get hacked. How much time is being spent on all the unfamous people? Like, I don't even have an Instagram account. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not on Instagram at all. And the reason I'm not on Instagram is because every time I go on Instagram, Instagram is a multi-billion-dollar company of just hot chicks, right? Like, if suddenly Instagram came out with a rule and they were like, no more good-looking girls can be on Instagram, the company's market cap would decline like 90% overnight. That's like 90% of the page views on Instagram is just hot chicks, right? And all their friends. And every time I go on Instagram, I click on some girl because she's got some profile picture and somebody's like, have you seen this new girl, this girlfriend of a famous athlete? And then the next thing you know, it's like an hour later and I've looked at like 45 different profiles because one hot girl is always friends with like 50 other hot girls. And I don't even know where the day's gone. And that's why I'm not on Instagram. So my question is, when all this hacking is going on, who is the guy who's just going through the pictures to see whether they're any good? Right? Like, how is it that there have to be millions of people getting hacked, right? And most people are not famous. Moreover, most people are not good looking. Moreover, most good looking people probably don't have tons of interesting naked photos on their account. So like, I've got buddies who are like, oh, I'm an expert at scanning for skin. Like, I'll just go through, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, Instagram, just scanning to see if girls are in bikinis or not. And I'm just kind of baffled by this whole process. Like, who are the guys who are just going through all these different pictures all day long until they find a girl like Lindsey Vonn or until they find a Tiger Woods dick pic, right? I mean, and so Tiger Woods' dick, I mean, this is the other thing. Tiger Woods went to sex rehab. I'm not an expert on sex rehab, but I'm betting one of the first things they tell you at sex rehab is don't take pictures of your dick. I don't know where it would be like on the grand scheme of like 12 steps when you're an alcoholic. I think probably at sex rehab, don't take pictures of your dick is probably like the first step, right? And so like you don't have to go to all the way to like step 12 where it's like really complicated. It's like don't jerk off ever. That's one that's probably everybody's going to fail at some point. But I bet step one is just don't take pictures of your dick. So this sex rehab, whatever tens of thousands of dollars Tiger did not take. Because don't take pictures of your dick would be at the top of the list. But if you are going to take pictures of your dick, make sure your dick looks good. And I got to be honest with you, Tiger Woods should get another major for this. I don't know what major we'd give him. Probably the PGA. Nobody really cares about the PGA championship. I think that Justin Thomas, he just won the PGA, right? As soon as the Tiger Woods dick pics came out, he should have gotten in his car, driven over to Jupiter, Florida, just pulled right up in Tiger Woods' front lawn, and just walked in and given him the PGA title. Be like, hey man, I saw your dick, and I just feel bad even accepting this PGA championship this year. Just going to drive right in. Here's this thing. The other thing I thought is, who's dating Elin Woods now? If you weren't already sensitive enough about being the guy who follows the billionaire golfer who she married that had kids with, now you got to find out that you're following Tiger Woods, who's also a porn star. He's a billionaire with a huge dick who already impregnated the girl you're dating. And now you got to look at his huge dick pictures everywhere. And you got to be like, man, I hope that guy's got a gigantic penis. Otherwise, he's like throwing a roll of quarters. Otherwise, it's like he's throwing a roll of quarters in a drain pipe. I mean, I don't know what's going on here. And so I can't imagine that this is great for this guy. I mean, I don't even know who's dating Elin Woods now. This guy's trying to get over the fact that he's not Tiger Woods, that he doesn't have 14 majors, that he's not a billionaire. And then Tiger Woods got to just hang on the rim and be like, oh, and here's my dick, asshole. It's like, I would probably just break up right then and there. You're never satisfying Elin Woods if that's what you started with. You got to be really, really talented. I don't know. Motion of the ocean, my ass. You ain't. That's a big ocean. The truth of the matter is, Tiger Woods' dick pics go viral, and I think, I'm going to be honest with you, I think Tiger Woods might have been behind it. Everybody's talking about hacking, but Tiger Woods hasn't been in the news for a while, and I got to be honest with you. You can criticize Tiger Woods for a lot. The fact that, maybe he has been using steroids, I don't think so anymore. I think Tiger Woods, like, if somebody comes out and they say, hey, I think you're using steroids, all he's got to do is pull out his dick pic and be like, scoreboard. If I were using steroids, would I have the most gigantic penis in the history of the PGA? I don't think so. And if he did, more power to him. He's got inches to spare. So anyway, and everybody out there, I put the pictures up earlier. I put the poll question up earlier. People were like, did you go look at Tiger Woods' penis and also Lindsey Vonn? And everybody's like, no, we didn't see it. Like 67% of people. You're liars. Why would you lie to me? We're in the trust tree. If somebody's got naked photos online, I go look at them. I know it's probably inappropriate. I know I shouldn't do it. But when it leaks, I go look. And so, like Tiger Woods, very positive naked pictures. Lindsey Vonn, not as sold on Lindsey Vonn. First of all, there's a difference between the naked pictures that girls take and that guys take. The pictures that I saw of Lindsey Vonn, she's like wearing tennis shoes. And she's like, I guarantee you, when she sent those pictures, she was like, what do you think of my tennis shoes? And she had on like cool tennis shoes and nothing else. And like, that's a girl picture, right? Like a guy picture is just, guys can't do very much. Like the male body is utilitarian. It's like, here I've got this thing between my legs that I use to have sex with you. And like nobody really looks at it and thinks like, my God, the male body is majestic and beautiful. Whereas the female body is actually good looking. Like people look at the female body and gaze upon it and they're like, man, that's a well-constructed body. The male body is like a hammer and a nail. It's like, what are you doing? Like, you're walking around, you're swinging, like it doesn't look comfortable, right? The difference between women in the locker room and men in the locker room is every time I see a naked man in the locker room, it's uncomfortable, right? And it's not just because I'm straight. It's like a woman can walk around in a locker room and be naked and you're like, oh, that's just a naked woman. Dudes like are all uncomfortable, right? I've talked about this before. Every time I'm in the locker room, there are a lot of guys walking around with just shirts on, no pants, right? The number one flaw of the male locker room is the number of guys that put on a shirt and have no pants on. You should never, if you are a man, ever have a shirt on and no pants on. Only like if you're in the middle of a heroic act and think about this from the perspective of my kids, right? When you have young kids, teaching them how to put on a shirt is incredibly complicated. Like if you have young kids at any point, they have come walking in like they're like monsters, right? Like the shirt's all up over their head and they can't see and they're like, Dad, help me, Mom, help me, I can't see anything. The shirt is hard to put on. The pants are pretty simple. If you put pants on, it's hard to screw up the pants. You might put them on backwards. You might accidentally put two legs in the same hole. But pretty quickly, a kid gets how to put the shorts on. So I never get that. There are so many dudes walking around in every male locker room I've ever been in. Dicks just flapping in the breeze, old cock and balls just dropping down to the ground. And then they like go sit on things. The last thing I want to do if I'm in the locker room is see an old man's balls. Like, old man balls are one of the worst things to see anywhere in the history of humankind, right? Some old, droopy man balls. And inevitably, old balls sits down on a leather couch. Like, why are you doing that? You have no pants on. Why would you sit down and just choose to watch, like, Fox News with no pants on in the locker room? You have a television at home. We're not at war. There's no reason for you to be sitting here without your pants on, with your crusty old balls like sitting there right there on the sofa. I can't tell you the number of times I've walked through. I used to go to the Y locker room all the time. Guys just sitting there with their crusty old balls just right there on the couch watching Fox News. Like, what? Why would you choose to sit with no pants on in a public area and watch Fox News or any other show, MSNBC, whatever? It's always the news. CNBC, oh, that stock's up a little bit today. Well, that's good. Did you fucking just buy the company? Because the only way I'm sitting with no pants on watching CNBC is if my company just went public and there are about 15 girls naked around me, all filleting me simultaneously, all right? That's the only way I'm ever sitting around in a public arena watching CNBC. My company just went public. I'm a billionaire, and I got a row of 15 girls all taking a turn blowing me. It's the only time you're ever going to see me pantsless in front of CNBC. I'm sorry. That's the truth. Now, partly that's because I keep losing money with Twitter. But if my company ever goes public, I'll admit to that. My wife will probably be fine with it because we'll have private jet money. Only time you're ever going to see me pantsless watching CNBC. Happens all the time. So anyway, back to Tiger Woods. I think Tiger Woods probably leaked these pictures himself. I love the move to come out and be like offended. Tiger Woods is like, hey, wait a minute. My picture's out there. I'm really offended that this has been leaked. It's a horrible invasion of privacy. Meanwhile, everybody else is like, Tiger, I got to be honest with you. This is the best thing I've seen from you in a long time. And God forbid, like everybody before this was like, I don't know what that Perkins waitress was thinking. Now everybody's like, of course. No wonder he's banging Perkins waitresses. Just surprised she's still alive. Didn't puncture her lung. All right, that's Tiger Woods penis questions. Any Tiger Woods penis questions out there? Lindsey Vonn, I mean, it's such a pale approximation to the Tiger Woods story. Lindsey Vonn is, she's cute, but like she's just a normal girl. I feel like, again, Lindsey Vonn, nothing that's surprising about. And it's impossible for Tiger Woods just to give the tip. Just the tip to Tiger Woods means just the tip to Tiger Woods is like normal sex for 99% of men. All right. So again, if you want to feel sorry for somebody, feel sorry for Elin Woods' boyfriend, who just has been dealing. Like he's probably seeing a psychiatrist already. He's like, I don't know how I can feel comfortable following Tiger Woods. He's a billionaire. They've already got kids. She's really good looking. I'm a little bit insecure about this whole thing. And then Tiger Woods just drops a dick bomb on him, and that relationship's got to be over. I don't know how you continue to date Elon Woods if you're a normal dude after this. All right. Explains the back issues indeed. We already made that joke. Being too big is not good in my opinion. Well, that's a problem I'd like to have. I'd like to have a problem where people are like, I'd like to have sex with Clay Travis, but his penis is just too gigantic. I can't even manage it. That's a criticism I would be okay with. Like if my wife tonight, when I try to sleep with her and she says no, she was like, I would sleep with you, but your penis is too big for me to have sex with you tonight. I'd be like, okay, that's a problem I can live with. That's a criticism. I'll take that sword, right? I'll take that sword in the gut. But, I don't think most guys are really going to consider that to be a problem, all right? I don't think most guys are going to consider Tiger Woods to have a massive issue. Only flaw I can say here is I feel bad for whoever his sex therapist was because it's clear the sex rehab didn't take, because number one on sex rehab has got to be don't take pictures of your penis. Now, I was saying earlier, I think that everybody under the age of 40 has naked photos out all over the iCloud, like there's nudity just flying around everywhere. Everybody who's going to be president for the next 50 years is going to be naked somewhere, male or female, probably having an orgy. And so I just find this whole thing to be like, I don't think it's that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. It's great for Tiger Woods. Again, biggest win since he beat Rocco Mediate back in 2008, but that's the truth. No, I've never taken a picture. And I said this before. I don't do penis pics because I predated the penis pic era. When I would have been taking penis pictures, it was like everybody had flip phones, and it didn't matter what, like my wife or girlfriend could have been standing in front of me fully nude and been like, take a picture of me. And if I had taken a picture of her, it would have been like you're taking a picture of somebody through like 100 yards of water, right? Like nothing, it doesn't even look very good. So I didn't have a smartphone before I was married. And now, like my wife doesn't want to see me naked, and we have 3 kids. So the last thing she's going to want is for me to send her a penis pic. Like, it's actually really funny. I thought about that today. I was like, what would my wife do if I just sent her a dick pic? I'm tempted to do it just to see what her reaction is going to be. I just think the dick pic is so incredibly awkward. There's so many things like, well, a couple of years ago, we were going down to Sandestin before we had our place on 30A, and there was a girl who works there who's awesome, and she helped out our family and everything else. And she was like, just text me when you get here, and I'll meet you to make sure you get into your room, right? And I remember asking a couple of buddies, I was like, what would happen if you just started dick picking random people who don't know you very well at all? Like just a total dick Hail Mary. And I was thinking like this poor girl who I'm on the phone with, and I'm like, hey, just driving down here with my family, got 3 kids in the back, wife with me, mother-in-law too. I'll text you when we get close. What if I just texted her a dick pic? Like, I think it's one of the funniest possible things that could happen. I would love to see her reaction. Like, if they did a television show where they had, like, candid dick pics, and the girl had no idea she was going to get a dick pic, and then they were, like, just claiming that they were going to do a reality show, and then they got a dick pic, tell me that you wouldn't watch that. Like, unexpected dick pics. It's just like some girl, she's like, yeah, I'm thinking later on today, I'm going to pick your kids up, and I will take them to Taekwondo. And you're like, okay, we'll text you when we're ready. And then the next is just a dick pic. Like, everything from that moment forward would, to me, be an incredible television show. What does she do? And then you don't say anything else, just straight dick pic. Like, you don't immediately say, oh, my bad, that was intended for my wife. Oh, sorry, your name's very similar to my mistress. Whatever. You don't do any of that. And it just follows her as she tries to handle the psychology of what to do now that she's gotten the dick pic. Tell me that's not a show you'd have to watch. I would never stop watching that show. Because she immediately calls her girlfriend. She's like, this random guy, I have no idea what to do. He just sent me do I still pick his kids up? Do I tell his wife? Like, what is your reaction when you get a totally unsolicited dick pic? I would never stop watching that show. Just call it dick pics. I would watch that show over and over. Because every guy, it's totally different. If a babysitter was texting me, and she was like, okay, I'll be there at 6. And then the next thing I got was a totally nude picture from her. I would be like, assuming she was 18, this is the greatest day of my life. I would immediately call everybody. Think about the guy versus girl reaction here. I would immediately call everybody I knew. I'd be texting. I'd be like, we got the hottest babysitter, and she just sent me a nude pic. And everybody would be like, this is the coolest thing. Like every guy would be like, this is so awesome. The difference between those reactions, every guy who got an accidental nude pic would be like, I just won the goddamn lottery. And every girl is like, I don't even know if I can continue with my life now. And then the sexes are different, by the way. Tell me that's not an incredible show that you would have to watch. Unexpected nudies. I'm in. I'm watching every episode. Speaking of unexpected nudies, Outkick VIP has launched. Outkick VIP has launched, and it is a much bigger success than I anticipated. Not a Tiger Woods level bigger success, but a decent-sized success. We've got hundreds of you who have gone and signed up. You've been asking about it. Our MS ESPN shirts are out. We've got brand new DBAP shirts. They are all available online right now, and you can sign up for $99. What do you get for $99? You get an access to our VIP premium message board. You get, most importantly, access to all of the different events that we're going to do. We're going to be in Nashville. We're going to be in Atlanta. We're going to be in LA. We're going to be in San Francisco. We're going to be in New York City, Chicago, Houston, Dallas, Kansas City, St. Louis. And they're only going to be open to VIP, or at least they're initially only going to be open to VIP. I think VIP is all going to fill it out. My hope was that we were going to have 1,000 subscribers by the end of football season, and honestly, I had no idea what to anticipate with this. At our present pace, we may have 1,000 subscribers before football season even begins. That is awesome. So I'm coming to your city, as they used to say back in the day on the awful warm-up act for College Game Day. I will be there. You will be able to come if you are a VIP member. First event is going to be in Atlanta. If you want to come to our Atlanta VIP event, it's going to be me answering questions, hanging out with you guys. We'll open up the bar. We'll have drinks. I'm not sure where it's going to be or what day, but it's going to be the opening weekend of college football, and only people who are Outkick VIP members are going to be able to come to that event. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. All you have to do if you want to sign up is go to Outkick.com. Look at the top where you can see the Outkick Gear tab. Click on that tab. You can look at the shirts. You can buy the shirts without, but you get a free shirt. You have to sign up for the $99 subscription, which is at the bottom of the page. Then you put in the code free shirt, put them both in your checkout counter, and you will be on your way. I want to get 1,000 people by the time college football season starts now. That's my new goal. Hundreds of you have signed up. I think this thing is going to be a lot of fun. We are going to have a great deal of entertainment associated with this. I'll put up my gambling picks early on Sunday. It's entirely behind a paywall, and I would encourage all of you guys to come and hang out. So go to Outkick.com, go to the Outkick Gear tab. At a minimum, go to the Outkick Gear tab and look at all the new shirts. We even have a Hot Girl Privilege shirt, which looks pretty fantastic. So if you want to get back in your woman's good graces, make sure that you do it as well. So we're going to come to all the big cities, everywhere where we are substantial audiences. Again, to run through those cities: Nashville, Atlanta, Birmingham, Houston, Dallas, Kansas City, St. Louis, Chicago, New York City, San Francisco, LA, all in the next year. Atlanta, obviously, Knoxville, Memphis, all of those places we will be coming where we have substantial audiences, and I hope that you guys will be able to be there. Yes, there are MS ESPN shirts, and we are selling lots of them. We will come to Florida. I will do an event on 30A. Sign up and get your friends to sign up, and if enough people are in that area, we will be on the total rush of how awesome that is going to be. So get hooked up now. Go to Outkick VIP, and you will be off and running. 30A probably isn't ready for the event. I agree. The $99 is not tax deductible, but it is before taxes, not after taxes. Will Tiger Woods come? I hope not. I hope Tiger Woods doesn't come, because if Tiger Woods comes, everybody's wife's going to leave with him. All right, a couple of Tiger coming back with Viagra as his main sponsor would be absolutely hysterical. No, I'm not going to put naked pictures up on Outkick. We've never put naked pictures up on Outkick. It's just not worth it. There are lots of places out there that have no issues with running those things. I just wouldn't do it, personally. I want to tell you, today is the anonymous mailbag. I can't speak highly enough about this company, the Home Loan Expert. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com right now, and they will hook you up with a mortgage, with a pre-qualified mortgage, with a refi, whatever you need. The mortgage is going to be your biggest expense probably of your lives, and a lot of you in your 20s and 30s, maybe even older, have never bought a home before and have no idea how to do it. That's why you should get hooked up with these guys. The home loan expert, this is an awesome story. They contacted me directly and they said, we want to sponsor the anonymous mailbag. They said, we love the anonymous mailbag so much. Everybody reads the anonymous mailbag in our company. Of all the content that we could sponsor at Outkick, we want to sponsor the anonymous mailbag. It's up today. At the very top, you'll see a lot of links to them. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com and they will get you hooked up with a mortgage and you will be ecstatic that you managed to do it. There are great questions in the anonymous mailbag, but of all the companies that you could think to be affiliated with, tell me that it's not better to be affiliated with a group that is out there right now saying we want to sponsor the anonymous mailbag. That is incredible. Go to thehomeloanexpert.com. Get hooked up now, whether you need a new mortgage, whether you need to pre-qualify, whether you need to refi, thehomeloanexpert.com. They love the anonymous mailbag as much as you do. They love Outkick as much as you do, and they will take care of you 100%. My guy Ryan Kelly will get you set on the mortgage, and probably those guys will have a fun opportunity with us in Kansas City and in St. Louis, and probably also in multiple other locations. Again, first Outkick VIP event in Atlanta, opening weekend of college football. Game of Thrones plot flaws have been acknowledged. I told you guys that it made no sense how Gendry was able to run to the wall, then send a raven, and then the raven got all the way to Dragonstone, and then Daenerys gets on the dragon and flies all the way there, and in that time, Jon Snow is also just on top of a rock in the middle of the lake. Totally unacceptable. No way that could be justified based on the reality of real life. It was just a sloppy way to write a story. And I thought it was inexcusable. Now, a lot of people out there are going to say, well, this is what happens in Game of Thrones. Why? There's dragons. There's mystical creatures. You can turn into a vampire or whatever. You can turn into a zombie. You can turn into a White Walker. Here's the truth, okay? If that happens, that's magical realism. I will accept magic can occur so long as the magic that is applied is logical. If you had told me in season 1 or 2 that ravens could magically fly 200 miles an hour when they were sprinkled with some sort of pixie dust by the maester, I'd be like, okay, that totally makes sense that they flew that fast. And then also I'm willing to believe that a dragon could fly really fast in the opposite direction. But it's never been true. And so you can't suddenly alter the rules of physics without a legitimate purpose to the story. The rules of magical realism are that the magic can exist, but it must be applied in a realistic fashion, i.e. with logic associated with it. And I think that is a huge flaw because the Game of Thrones, you're supposed to spend lots of time trying to follow the logic of the plot. Who's trying to make what happen? And if there is no logic anymore, if there is no rules being applied, if there are no rules, then it is a disaster. That is the truth. I have major issues with the way this is going on. The episode was good. There's just no legitimacy to it. Magical realism has rules. Go read a book, you illiterate sons of bitches. Gabriel Garcia Marquez is the preeminent portrayer of magical realism in the country. If an angel suddenly has wings, as one of his stories happens, it doesn't mean that everything else in the story is illogical. Everything else is realistic. That's why the magical realism has such an incredible punch, because everything else is a world that we inhabit today. Everything doesn't have to be insane. All right, I also want to tell you, the Browns took a knee, but they still suck. But first, I want to tell you about my guys at ZipRecruiter. Are you hiring? Do you know where to post your job to find the best candidates? With ZipRecruiter, you can post your job to 100+ job sites with just one click. Then their powerful technology efficiently matches the right people to your job better than anyone else. That's why ZipRecruiter is different. Unlike other job sites, ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them. In fact, over 80% of jobs posted on ZipRecruiter get a qualified candidate in just 24 hours. No juggling emails or calls to your office. Simply screen, rate, and manage candidates all in one place with ZipRecruiter's easy-to-use dashboard. Find out today why ZipRecruiter has been used by businesses of all sizes to find the most qualified job candidates with immediate results. And right now, my listeners can post jobs on ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/Outkick. That's ZipRecruiter/Outkick. One more time, try it for free. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/Outkick. That, my friends, is the way to get hooked up. Finally, the Browns took a knee, but they still suck. I am now swearing that on my word, I will stop covering all protests associated with the NFL because I think this protesting business has jumped the shark. Whether it's Michael Bennett, Colin Kaepernick, Marshawn Lynch, a bunch of shitty Cleveland Browns, fucking cares what you do during the national anthem. This has become like my kids, right? If my kids throw a fit and I respond every time that they throw a fit, then they keep throwing fits because it's not about anything other than getting attention for what they are doing. And so as a result, I did not hardly talk about the Cleveland Browns at all on this morning's show. I will not talk about the Cleveland Browns hardly at all on tomorrow's show. That, my friends, is the truth, and you will be glad if everybody else would do the same. I'm not MSESPN. I don't believe that these poor NFL players, that there should be a protest. It's one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard, that a league made up of 70% black athletes, a league that has produced more millionaires than any industry or business in the history of the world, that black people would protest over Colin Kaepernick's not being employed is one of the most ridiculous protests I've ever heard. I will say it to all the protesters out there. The stock market is at an all-time high. Unemployment is near an all-time low. Quit being pussies and running around protesting. On the far right and the far left, I hate both of you. Stop being a bunch of pussies. DBAP and stop your protest. Go sign up for Outkick VIP. My name is Clay Travis. DBAP, we've got MSESPN shirts. Go to Outkick.com. Click on the gear tab, and you can sign up for Outkick VIP. First event is going to be in Atlanta. My thanks to all of you. Don't be pussies. Go get mortgages with Home Loan Expert. Go upload your resumes with ZipRecruiter.com/Outkick. I am Clay Travis, and I'm telling you, get rich, make money, and don't be pussies. This has been Outkick the Show. Thank you. Love you all. Just had to murder somebody there as I went out to sign off. Sorry, bitch. Clay Kyle.